From bridge to boardroom, how Captain Rangroo navigates maritime innovations.
Captain Vijay Rangroo, Maritime's journey began nearly 5 decades ago. A young deck cadet, stepping onto his first vessel in 1975. From there, he rose to captain by the age of 28. Later, transitioning ashore to lead ship management operations across Hong Kong, Mumbai, Bergen, and Singapore. Today, as founder and CEO of Energios Maritime, Captain Rangroo leads one of the most forward-thinking players in sustainable shipping. But Energios is not just another consultancy. With a truly global footprint spanning Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, the company provides tailor-made solutions for an industry in transition, from crew management and technical operations to decarbonization strategies and digital transformation. Energios supports ship owners in navigating the evolving demands of modern shipping. Their client base, including industry leaders like Wilson ASA, highlights their ability to bridge operational experience with forward-thinking maritime solutions. In this interview, we talked to Captain Rangroo about Energia's unique approach to balancing people, process, and technology, and why his definition of innovation is not just about tools, but trust. Captain Rangroo, thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. Your career spans over 4 decades, from cadet to captain to CEO. Let's start at the beginning. What inspired you to found Energios, and what gap were you aiming to fill in the maritime industry?
First of all, thank you, Joachim, for having me on this. I think it was time for the industry to have a different kind of consultant. If I may say, a consultant, a working consultant, a consultant with hands, who really would be hands-on and not just exchange of mind and words out. So that's where the space I expect to fill in, because there's so much of innovation, so much of disruption in the industry. And it's not as if the players in the industry don't know what to do. They know exactly what to do, but there is not enough time and people within an industry with a leadership mind to execute that. And that's where I want to fill up the space. As you have the execution with me, you have your own plans. I'm not going to teach you anything. I'm just going to get the work done, what's probably lying on your table for a long time. So that's where I thought Energios would fit in.
How do you ensure that technology enhances rather than replaces the human element on board?
I don't have to ensure anything about technology. I'm fortunately in an era where the youth has entered the maritime space, and they have brought the technology in, and they are going to make the enhancement. What I'm only doing is bridging the trust between the experience in the company and the youth in the company, who are using technology to an extent which I myself haven't done before. So the technology is using itself, and I think people in the company are realizing that this is not something to replace them. This is something which is just lifting, easing their work, making their decisions easy and making decisions better. So technology is working for itself, honestly. It's self-sold. I don't have to do much on that. I just have to bring it to their attention. That's all.
Please tell me, how does your expansion to the Philippines support your mission, and what's key when aligning global standards with local cultures?
Interesting question. It actually falls into my vision of helping others to help themselves or to make advances. And this expansion in Philippines is with a company which is right in my neighborhood in Bergen. And they felt the need to have a crewing base in Asia, and Philippines being the best complement to their East European officers was a natural progression. And I happened to be at the right place at the right time in Bergen. Like I said, that's 10 minutes drive from my office and home. And everything fell in place. There was a lot of trust involved. And in the end, they got what they wanted, and I'm quite happy I was able to bring it to them. So this is one of the so-called consulting where I actually do what you want, and I don't tell you what you want. I just execute what you wanted. So they wanted that, I got it done for them. So
Everyone is talking about AI and decarbonization. What do ship owners actually need to focus on right now from your perspective?
yes, and AI, and I think at the moment there's a lot of talk of artificial decarbonization. You know, everyone's talking of decarbonization, but it's all talk. Yes, it will take a while before the really solutions are in place. Companies forward-looking, and those who can afford it, are already trying out different solutions. So I think artificial intelligence is something we have to adopt eventually. But in the maritime space, where digitalization itself was not as forward as in the other industries, I think artificial intelligence will be adopted faster than we adopted digital, because people have found the use for that. So the use case is much better for artificial intelligence than just digitalization was there. So I think it'll come in more. And decarbonization is to do with efficiency as well. So as the data is collected and the learning ability of the artificial intelligence model is collected, I think we'll find more and more use for that in decarbonization.
What would you tell a young maritime professional who wants to make a difference in this evolving industry?
My son is in maritime as well. I mean, he's not a seafarer. I've been in maritime half a decade. I would just say 3 words: go for it. You won't regret. You won't regret. Go for it. It's as good, if not better, than many other professions. Be single-minded, go for it, and you won't regret.
What could ship companies do better to attract more young people taking on this job?
I was at a conference just an hour ago, which was held by the Asian Shipowners Association on Manpower. And I raised this question actually in that conference, that we talk of the cost of decarbonization and we talk of trillions of dollars. But when we talk of human element, we talk of manpower. And I mean, nobody talks about putting aside funds to develop that. We talk about development, their training, and they have to be forward thinking with the modern technology, etc. But we need money for that as well. And a fraction of what you're talking about for new fuels and new engines, etc. So I think we may need to go back to the old scheme of a fully employed seafarer. That means not on a contractual system, but there is a certain safety net. There's a career. I mean, person joins and he's with a company or she is with the company for 12 years. And in 12 years, they have an employment and not a 4 months, 6 months, 8 months contract. So it's not just about money, but it's the attachment to the industry, the attachment to the company, which used to be there in the 80s and 70s. And maybe it sounds retrograde, but maybe that has to come back. It's like fashions, the old ones somehow come back. So I think that will help. That needs money, because you need to maintain that seafaring pool even when they are not on board. But it's a fraction. It's a fraction of the costs that we're talking. And so I think they need to do something in that respect more, and not just this contractual. After all, a contractual system will always surface as a disconnect between an owner and a seafarer.
Captain Rangroo, thank you for this insightful conversation. Your perspective, grounded in both experience and vision, highlights what true maritime leadership looks like in times of disruption and transition. We look forward to seeing how Energios continues to shape a more sustainable and human-centered future of global shipping. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Capt.